Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I am about to head down to Smokey's yard. However, it is not the same yard that you guys know. So if you haven't seen on my Instagram, which by the way, if you're not following me over on Instagram, you should be, because that's where you get all of the updates and a lot of just what's happening. I put more content on there. So head over to my Instagram and give me a follow if you want to keep updated. But basically, if you do follow me, you already know Smokey has moved livery yards, which is really exciting. And it's actually something I've been looking to do for a few months now for various reasons that I will go into in this video. But for now, let's head down to his new livery yard. I'll show you what it looks like and I can explain why we've moved, what the new livery yard is like, what's happening, because there's a few things that have changed. And I'll just basically give you an update and also show you how he settled in and what we've done to make sure he settled in really well. But yeah, so let's go down and check out Smokey's new yard. So this is the outside of Smokey's new stable, so you will have to excuse the mess. I have not had time to organise it, despite him being here 2 weeks, because I've been crazy busy. So this is like the outside storage area, and then I'll show you inside. I really need to put his name plaque up, I keep forgetting. So this is the inside, and it is much bigger than his old stable. He is on straw bedding now rather than shavings. I prefer mucking out shavings, but straw is actually quite quick for Smokes because he's quite clean. So this is how big the stable is. Very, very different to the previous livery yard. And I also left my rubber mats at the previous livery because it's just too much hassle to bring them. But he's got such a big straw bed that it doesn't really make a difference. So he comes in every single night here on the new livery yard. He doesn't stay out during the summer like he used to. But he's also on part livery now. So Monday to Friday, they turn him out, muck him out and bring him back in, which is so much better for me. And this is also the arena. So there's not as many facilities at this new yard, but the ones we have got are nice and it's everything we need really. The main reason we actually moved here was the hacking, which I'll get onto later. But this is the arena. It's a rubber and sand surface. It's nice and big. There are some jumps and a few other bits and bobs at this end that you can use. Someone was jumping the barrels the other day, so they're out. And this is kind of the scary end for Smokes at the moment. So there's just the one arena. Obviously our previous yard had 2 arenas, but just the one here, which to be fair, I don't need to. And then this is Smokey's field. So there is to the right also a little jumping paddock on grass. And then Smokey is right next to it and he's running away from me. Clearly he doesn't want to talk to me today. So hopefully it's not too windy because it is actually quite windy today. So that's obviously like the basics of the yard, and I thought I'd explain a few reasons as to why we've moved. I'm gonna go and get Smokey now, but he's like literally walking to the side of the paddock to where I'm going, so he needs to stop walking away from me. Come here, Smokes. You'll have to excuse his fluffiness and how dirty he is, but we've had like rain the last couple of days, so he's gone from being really clean to literally finding the only bit of mud in the entire paddock and being covered in it. So yeah, that's so windy. We might have to do this part in the stable because it is so windy. So I might just bring him up and get him ready for being ridden, and I'll explain to you while I'm tacking him up and while I'm giving him a brush as to why we have moved yards. Hey Smokes, look at the state of him, he's so dirty. It's a good job that this place has got a wash bay and solarium as well, isn't it, Smokies? Thanks. Come on then. Come on. So while I give Smokes a groom, I thought I'd just go through why I've moved, because it might seem like quite a sudden thing to happen, because I've never mentioned it on my channel previously. However, this is actually something that I have been looking to do for quite a few months now. So the main reason that I left the previous livery was because the yard manager actually left a few months ago, well, quite a few months ago now, at like the end of winter. And because Smokey was on
DIY, but it was more DIY assisted. I used to use her a lot when I was working or I was filming at the other side of the country and I couldn't get down to see to Smokes every single day. And also the livery yard was like half an hour away from my home, and driving there and back doesn't sound a lot, but when you're doing it twice a day, that's 2 hours in the car just traveling, not actually doing anything. So I found I wasn't really working him as much as I needed to be. I was just going down, poop king, and just doing everything else that I needed to do. So I was spending so much time looking at him, I didn't actually have time to ride as well as do work and everything that I do on here and brands and everything. So it got very stressful, especially once I lost that help. So I was hoping that they'd replace the yard manager, but sadly they didn't, and the plan wasn't to. So I then started looking at different yards, and I looked at so many different yards. My criteria was that it had indoor stables, that they had an arena, and it had off-road hacking, and that hopefully Smokey could be part livery or at least assisted. So the reason I wanted that was to give me more time to spend actually enjoying him and riding him, and less time looking out stables and not actually spending that time with him. So as I said, I looked at a lot of yards, and I soon realised there wasn't a whole lot in my area, like local to home. Smokey's now only 15 minutes from home, which is perfect, and he's also part livery, which is exactly what I wanted. So Monday to Friday, all I have to do is come down and ride him, which means he's getting ridden a lot more. And also the hacking here is incredible. So there's over 800 acres of off-road hacking, and we are very much making use of that, although today we are going to be riding in the arena if he doesn't keep moving and almost ruining my saddle. So I know a big question that I'm going to get is, has Ellie moved yards with me? So Ellie is my best friend, if you don't know, Brandon Bliss are her horses, and we did a lot together on the previous livery yard. Now Ellie has moved, however we have moved to different livery yards. So Ellie has moved to one close to her, and I have moved to one close to me because we both live half an hour from each other. However, you will still see a lot of Elle in the videos. We've been going to each other's yards, helping each other out. I've been riding Bliss and hacking out with her. She's come on foot with me and Smokes. And we have a lot of adventures going on. We've got an amble ride coming up and a few cross-country days and stuff like that. So you'll definitely still see a lot of Ellie and her horses, and we'll still be doing vlogs and everything like that together. So another thing I wanted to address was, obviously this is a very different kind of yard. My previous yard was a competition yard, and it obviously had amazing facilities, like probably some of the best I've ever had on a livery, and I've been on livery all my life. We haven't had the horses at home all my life. However, I needed the help, and I would sooner have a really nice chilled calm yard where everyone's super friendly, and there's actually people to hack out with and chat to and stuff, and where the horses are looked after so well, than a place with like outstanding facilities but no assistance, because it just wasn't working for me, sadly. So that is the reason we decided to move, and the people in this yard are so friendly, and the person who runs it looks after the horses so well, and yeah, I'm just really pleased with it. And I'm also really pleased with the way that Smokey has settled in. So on my previous livery yard, he was very flighty on the ground when we first moved him. He would literally bolt for like the first 3 months. He'd just bolt out of nowhere when you were leading him on the ground, and I just don't think he ever really properly settled there. Whereas here, he is honestly like a different pony. He has settled so well. He's so chill in the stable. He's so chill in the field. He's not like pacing up and down when other horses are coming in. So I really do think I've made the best decision for me and for him. So I wanted to kind of talk you through what I did to settle Smokes in. So he actually has settled himself really well. Obviously in the last year I have done a hell of a lot with Smokey. Natural horsemanship, got him on his Gastro Premier by Premier Performance, which has literally turned him into such a different pony. He is a lot more level-headed and a lot calmer these days. He's not as stressy. He's in a much better place, so that obviously gave us a huge advantage when we moved, that he was already, better, more level. However, I was still obviously very anxious about moving him because I didn't know if it would upset him. I didn't know if he'd like the new yard. Obviously, it's a very different routine, and he looks at me a lot for confidence and support, and I was very worried about me not like turning him out and bringing him in and whether that'd have issues. However, I really didn't need to worry. So literally the second day that I moved him on the yard, I couldn't be here, sadly, because I was at a family funeral. And he literally settled in so well. The yard owner was like, yeah, he's just walked up. He's had a little shy at things. He's had a little spook and just had a look at a few things when he's walked up, but that was literally it. And I was like, so he hasn't bombed off and he hasn't done this? And she was like, no, not at all. It's been really good. And that really did set the tone for us breaking in like the new yard and everything. So he settled really well. He's absolutely doing amazing, and one thing that we are doing a lot of is hacking. So if anyone knows me, you will know it has always been my dream to take Smokey out hacking on our own. We used to do a lot of hacking on the previous yard, but it really wasn't ideal for like solo hacking because you'd come out of the yard down the lane and literally hit a 60-mile-per-hour road on a blind bend. So you'd get cars coming around doing ridiculous speeds, and there was like such a high chance of being hit. And even though we were just crossing that road, it was very dangerous. So I would never have hacked on my own there. And even though Smokey's really good at hacking, he's actually probably the most well-behaved when he's out hacking, I think because he enjoys it more. And he is completely bomb-proof on the roads. He's not bothered anything, overtaking him. I was just concerned that he may, if anything went wrong, we were on a 60-mile-per-hour road and just at the cars and everything like that. So here, as I said, there's over 800 acres of off-road hacking, which is just incredible. And we have certainly been making use of that. So I started by going out with some of the horses on the yard, and then Elle came and walked with me. And then now, for the last week, I have been taking Smokey out on solo hacks, and I've absolutely loved it. We've been going out for canters, and we've been exploring new areas. Yeah, it's been great. He's been so happy now that he can go out hacking a lot more often, and there's lots of nice places we can go for shoots and stuff like that, so I'm very excited about that.
So guys, that is the new livery, and there's just a couple of other questions that I wanted to answer because I know I'll get them in the comments a lot. One is, why has Smokey not just gone home? Why has he not gone to the farm with the other 6 horses? And the reason for that, and the reason that Smokey's always been on livery, is because Smokey is my sole responsibility and there's no room at home. So we only have 6 stables at home. We could build another, but that's just more expense. And I don't particularly want him at home because the horses at home, the 6, are cared for a lot by my mum, and I don't want to put any more pressure or more hard work on her, because she does a fantastic job of looking after the 6, and adding a 7th just wouldn't be fair when it was my decision to buy Smokey. So I keep him on livery because A, it takes a workload off my mum, and B, that's what we agreed when I bought him. So he's on livery, and that's why he's gone to part livery, because now I'm really busy with work, and I've got a lot of other stuff going on, YouTube, Instagram, brands, TikTok, everything else, as well as events and meet and greets and lots of fun things coming up. I needed somewhere that he could be cared for if I can't go and see him every single day. But it won't mean that there's less videos of Smokey, and it won't mean that I'm not caring for him the same, or I don't love him as much because he's on part livery and I'm not looking after him Monday to Friday. I will still be going down at least like 5 times a week, and he will be ridden a hell of a lot more, so that'll be a lot better for him. So yeah, I hope that's cleared everything up. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you do have any questions or you want to know anything more, leave them in the comments below. One thing I will say is, I know I get asked this a lot, will I do a yard tour? This is as close to a yard tour as you guys are going to get. When I'm on a livery yard, I don't do yard tours just because I don't think it's right. Like, that's not my yard, so it's like for a bit of privacy. Obviously you'll see the yard throughout my upcoming vlogs, and like more details of it and everything, but I won't be doing a yard tour as such. However, if you do want to see a yard tour of the farm, of my parents' farm, let me know in the comments below, because that I can certainly do. And we should be back to normal on upload schedule and times now that Smokey's all settled and then we're in a routine. It means I can go back to my weekly videos. So I will see you all next Friday. Bye. Bye guys.